In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you the number one skill that is going to solve your number one writing problem. If you've ever said, I don't understand the deeper meaning of this book, or I forget everything that I read, then this will change the way you write essays forever. The bonus, this skill is so simple, you'll wish you would have learned it years ago. As a 15-year high school English teacher, I teach this skill to every single one of my students because it is so important and because it works every single time as long as you apply what I'm going to tell you. By the end of this video, you're never going to be stuck wondering what you're going to write for your next essay. But before we dive into the solution, I have to explain the problem. And this problem actually starts before you even start writing your essay. It basically starts in the brainstorming phase, continues all the way through the rough drafts, and will plague you in your final copy as well. Ultimately, not solving this problem makes your writing a lot more challenging than it needs to be. Now, the first problem students encounter with writing is that they really don't understand the book. They may understand what happens, but they don't really get the deeper meaning that is essential for good English essays, which leads into the second problem that if they don't understand the deeper meaning, they feel like they have nothing to say that's of interest or that's important in their writing. And the reason is because they probably don't remember what happened in the book. Just because, again, you can read all the words, you have fluency, doesn't mean that you understand the book. And as a result, students often go into the writing with this third problem that they really have no quotes or no evidence to support what little they ultimately want to say. And what might even add to this problem is that students are just going to go back and reread the text, wasting precious hours that could be used in their writing. The solution to this is annotations. What annotations are simply
Writing down your thoughts as you read.
that's it. If you look at these two pictures on the screen, you'll notice these students have just annotated and jotted down some random points on the side of their poem or the page that they're reading. Whatever random thought pops into your head, simply write it down. There are no bad annotations. Look at this example that I have on screen right here. Here are 99 sticky notes, yes, I counted, from a grade 9 student who read John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. The student just simply wrote down whatever thought popped into her mind as she was reading the book. And by the time the essay writing came around, she had more than enough to ultimately write about. So the question becomes, if I write down anything, Mr. Wiskin, can you give me some guidance? Why, of course I can. 5 really, really easy ways to annotate would include first just summarizing what's happened in the book, maybe every couple pages or at the end of the chapter. Write down the who, what, where, when, why, how, or look at the story elements of character, setting, plot, conflict, and theme, and just jot down your ideas. Secondly, as you read, you probably have lots of questions, so just write them down. These can be questions about what's happening in the book or some broader themes that you might be thinking are developing in the story. A third type of annotation that you can have is ultimately making connections. For example, what's happening in the story? How might it relate to your life or another story that you've read or something that you've seen in the media or in a video? Write down any connections because background knowledge is ultimately going to help you better understand the story. Fourth and fifth, actually, they're kind of two sides of the same coin, is give your opinion or whether you like or dislike the book. What I mean by opinion is what's good and bad in the story. I know it's kind of odd in English class to give your opinion because you're always supposed to write in the third person. But at least for the annotation side of things, this could be an awesome topic to write about for your essay or book report. Or if you think the book is bad, giving a critical analysis is an easy way to a 95, I promise. Or even again, what you like or dislike about the book, giving that judgment. These 5 easy traits are going to give you a ton to write about. Remember that student who had 99 sticky notes? She just did one of those 5 things. Now, if I haven't sold you yet, this is why annotations work. I need to use an analogy of Lego or Duplo because that's all my kids have right now. If you don't annotate, that's kind of like trying to build something with maybe 5 or 6 pieces of Duplo. You better pray to the writing gods that those 5 or 6 ideas coherently come together in an essay. However, if you've taken annotations, again, maybe 99 sticky notes worth, imagine now you have hundreds of blocks of Lego or Duplo to play with. The odds that you have 5 or 6 ideas in those 99 are astronomically better than if you have just 5 or 6 ideas. If you found this video to be valuable, please consider giving a subscribe down below. It would be the highlight of my teaching career. With annotations, you're not going to use each and every one of them. It's impossible. You don't have enough space to write with. But all you're looking for is those 4, 5, 6, 7, however many ideas you need that I promise are already in your annotations. So now you can see why annotations help you with those 3 problems. If you've ever not understood the deeper meaning, annotations aren't going to 100% get you there, but they might get you 75, 80% of the way there, which is way better than only understanding 40% of the book. It also solves that problem of, oh, I have nothing to write about. You have tons of ideas to write about. You're not going to run out of them. And it's going to save you of that third problem that you have no quotes and ultimately prevent you from rereading. Sure, maybe annotation slows down your reading by, I don't know, 15, 20%. Takes a little time to write it down, but I'd rather take that 15, 20% slower than doubling my time and having to go back and reread the book. If you found this video helpful and that it's immediately solving your writing problems and you also want some help studying, click on this video here where I show you legally how to use ChatGPT and other AI tools to get higher grades on tests more consistently than you ever thought possible. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.